Well. How are you out there? Here we go. Vlog. That's going. Vlog MP3 is the music that is supposed to be playing. Okay, there it is. How are you? I see so many people in the chat already, and we're excited to be able to dive in with you guys. We got we got an expert on tap to help us field some questions. We're gonna have some conversation as well. Good afternoon, George Canellis. Thank you so much for being with us. Always good to have you with us here. The moderator, as I like to say, the host with the most. That is Equip Institute, aka Florence Donald. She is here with us today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Micah Fleming says, just stopping by. Thank you so much for coming through, Micah. Always good to have you. George Canella says, hey Florence, and good afternoon all. Thank you so much for being with us, George, and the rest of the crew that's out there watching already. Thank you for being with us today. We truly appreciate it. Melanie Diane Howe is here. Thank you so much for coming to hanging out with us today. She says, we'll love catching you live. I love when I can be caught live. I actually love that. And so we're excited about having you in the chat with us today. Always good to have some of the experts in the field coming through today. Well, guess what? We got something coming up here. I'm going to see if I can't figure out what happened to my scene. I've got a scene coming up here. There we go. All right. So we're going to play this quick little video, and then we're going to bring on our guest. Let's do that right now. We're excited to kick off our 2024 MasterClass series with StreamYard functionality. Our MasterClass series have tiers for each platform that we cover. Those tiers are functionality, going over all the features and functions of a platform. Then there is strategy, giving you use cases on stacking key functions to arrive at a desired result. And then finally, we have hacks. We'll share things that can be done with each platform that is either little known or not originally part of what the designers intended.
You can do that? Yeah.
March 24 from 1 to 3 p.m., we'll have our StreamYard functionality masterclass. $67 holds your seat, and discount codes are available for members. Go to kirkarnugent.com/masterclass or scan the QR code to register. Take 2 hours out of your schedule to learn all the current functions and features of StreamYard in an open format. Reserve your seat today, and let's figure out how it all works. Let's go. This is where I'm supposed to like do a bomb because Leslie's not looking at the screen yet.
What up?
That's good. What's good? Melanie says, proud of you for launching this masterclass. Absolutely. It's a whole series of them. Thank you so much for coming through and hanging out and helping us spread the word. I am super excited to have my brother, my good friend, business coach. He's not, I don't even know if are you still doing business coaching?
I am.
Okay. Well, we're excited to have you on today. I'm not going to introduce you as a rapper, but even though we, on the ones and twos, listen, we got. Listen, if you want me to drop a beat, I can. I just want to let you know if you.
Y'all right? Nah. I don't think they're ready for that. I don't think they're ready for all that yet, man. Come on.
I don't think they're ready. Ready. No. Keisha Francis Johnson says, thank you, Equip Institute, for welcoming us here. Leslie, Samuel, and we're excited to have you with us. Listen, you getting shouts out in the chat. George Canellis is saying it as well.
What's up, George?
This is absolutely awesome. I love this. We've got some really cool things happening for us today. Man, there are one or two people who have been under a rock for some time and they don't have any clue who you are and what you do. And so they're coming out from under that rock now and they're just kind of wondering, well, why is everybody excited? Who is this guy on the coaching corner with Kirk right now? And that is my good friend, Leslie Samuel. And I want him to take a second to introduce himself.
All right, my name is Leslie Samuel, originally from the island of St. Martin. I live here in Florida. I am a creator. I am a biologist who has a who
Yes. Let's speak in
yes.
the let's present
Yeah,
tense.
yeah, yeah.
In the present tense.
Yeah. Okay. So, who has a YouTube channel where I teach biology to students and teachers all across the world? We've
That's
crossed
right.
286,000 subscribers. And for me, it's all about making biology fun. In addition to that, I do some business coaching, I do some speaking, and all that good stuff. I'm just here trying to live my best life, trying to have an impact on the world.
I
That's
love
who
that.
I am.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Impact on the world.
Yep.
Y'all. Listen, I want to say this first because I'm going to get into some stuff with Leslie, but I want to say this first. You know what it is on the Coaching Corner? Your questions are our agenda. That's what it is. So Q colon gets you in there, gets you into the queue, right? Gets you into my favorites list. And that will allow me to grab your question when we get to it. But if you want to ask a question, you got two coaches on screen right now. Don't waste this opportunity. I'm telling you, don't waste this. Don't get to what we got 52 minutes left. Don't get to minute 50, minute 1 or 2 and like, hey, I have a question. No. Ask your question now. Ask your question now. Les, talk to us about, man, listen, there's been a rash of security related events and creators are not immune. I got a chance to watch The Beekeeper, which stars Jason Statham, and it is about, of course, him being basically beating up everybody. But the sub storyline is there's this older lady who gets this pop up on her screen, and she thinks that there's something wrong, and so she calls the number that's on the pop up, and she gets basically taken for all of her life savings, and a charity that she was the signatory on, they lost $2 million. And while it is written in a story, it is written for, entertainment consumption, we know all too well that this is a very real scenario, a very real situation, and people are targeting folks in ridiculous numbers to not only take over their computers or their machines to get their personally identifiable information, PIIs, but also they're looking to hack their accounts. And for us as YouTubers, as creators, some of what that extends to mean is that they end up getting access to your YouTube as well. I know that this is something that is quite hitting very close to home, and we just want to have you chat with us a little bit about what has taken place thus far, and what are some, and I guess as we talk, we can figure out what are some of the takeaways, what are some of the things that we can do to help us kind of mitigate some of that stuff as well.
Yeah, so this is something that I've been extremely concerned about for years, and I take all kinds of security precautions to, quote unquote, make sure it doesn't happen to me.
Right.
But if we rewind to this Saturday night, I was just about to head to bed. I said, let me check some stuff online, and I noticed I had some messages. Someone told me, hey, I love your biology stuff. It's helping me in so many ways, but I can't find your channel. Can you give me the link? And I was like, oh, sure. I'm gonna go and give you, let me go and give you the link.
Why
so
not?
I go, yeah, why not? I mean, I'm happy to do it, right? So I go to the link and I don't see a biology channel. Instead, I see, I was confused because now I'm on a channel called MicroStrategy. And there's someone streaming like some crypto, Bitcoin, obviously scams that people were getting taken for. And I'm like, why am I here? Let me go to interactive biology. So I go back. Yeah. So I go back to interactive biology and it takes me there. And it was at that moment I realized, wait a minute, this is my channel. It says 286,000 subscribers, but it's completely different. What in the world is going on? Well, it turns out someone hacked my account. They changed the name, they changed the image, They took all of my videos, they made them all private, and then
Whoa.
they rearranged the homepage to feature a bunch of crypto-related content. So you go to this thing, and it looks like a legitimate MicroStrategy YouTube channel. Someone is live on the channel at the moment, and they're streaming to thousands of people. I'm not sure how they do that. Probably have a bunch of bots and all that kind of stuff. But there were 4,537 people watching live.
This is bananas.
And that's when I realized, oh shoot, I was just hacked. And now I'm on the, trying to diagnose the problem, try to see, did I lose access to my Google account? What's going on? So I logged into my account and I could still access everything. So I went, changed the password, and did a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know how far you want me to go into what happened there.
We can dive into that in a little bit, but yeah, I want to just pause right here and just say to the folks that are listening and watching, even as he was saying it, I was saying to myself, I've said that literally yesterday. And that phrase is, I have done all that's necessary so that this doesn't happen to me. I have been very intentional about ensuring that what he's describing does not happen to me. I have the two-factor authentication. I've got the challenge joints. I've got the number, the code generator. I'm blanking now.
Authy and so on. I've done it all, literally. My password is longer than the space that you could put it. I don't know what my password is because it's in one password. Two-factor authentication is on. Like, I am super protective about my account. And what was interesting with this hack in particular is they didn't need my password. They were able to bypass two-factor. Like, all of the things that they needed to get access to the account, they didn't actually need, because what happened after some of the research is that I've done is they are able to access your session data. And once they have access to your session data, they are able to replicate your stuff on their computer, even though they don't have the password, even though they don't have the two-factor authentication. They're just mirroring what's going on your computer.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Now, you want to go even further?
Yeah,
I don't even think they got access to it through me. I have a video editor that is based in a different country, and he does not have access to. He doesn't have owner access or manager access. He has editor access. Now, what that means is he can add content, he can edit content, but he can't delete content or anything of that sort.
Yes.
I know there are other people that have been hacked and they just deleted all their content and they did all this stuff. They changed their passwords and so on, but they didn't do it to me, which tells me they didn't have access from my account. They probably had access through his, even though he denies it and all this kind of stuff. That's another story for another day.
Excuse me while I go and lock out my editor right now. Let me just...
No, honestly.
No. I'm literally typing it in right now. Like, I'm going to go lock out my editor right now.
Straight up. So I literally went in. I did all the stuff to make sure I'm protected. But then I realized that maybe it wasn't coming from me. I removed everyone from my YouTube account. I restored everything that I could restore. I changed the name back to Interactive Biology. I changed the picture. I deleted all the stuff they had on the homepage. I put back the stuff that's supposed to be there. The only thing that I lost before the other part that we're going to get into, the only thing that I lost was my username, because they changed the username as well, so that what comes after the so I was able to change it back from MicroStrategy some number to Interactive Biology TV. I added TV at the end because Interactive Biology is no longer available. And then I got rid of everyone else, and I took some other precautions for moving forward that I was still in the process of working through, and then some other stuff happened. Dude, it's
Okay.
crazy, man. It's crazy.
Let's go to the comments for just a second, and then we're gonna dive back in, because this is bananas.
It is.
Everything that you're saying is like all the best practices that I espouse. I mean, these are what I coach. This is what no. Make sure you have this. Make sure I tell people all the time. Like, I don't even like using the email address anymore that my YouTube account is tied to. I don't even like using it anymore. People say, "Oh, can I email you?" Nope, don't email me there. I don't get anything there. Email me over here.
Yep.
And so as you're talking, I'm just like, check, and yet it still happened. And so,
yet it still happened.
Wow.
Like, I'm going to the extreme right now of I'm creating a separate email that is only managing YouTube.
Right.
I'm getting right now what I'm doing is I'm using the Brave browser. Well, not right now, but when everything gets resolved, I will be using a browser exclusively for YouTube. I'm going to use the Brave browser that is only logged into that account. And that's the only thing I do in that browser. My next step is I'm literally getting a computer that is solely dedicated to my YouTube channel with that one Google account. And that's literally all I'm using that entire computer to do, because the idea that someone could come in and mess up my entire livelihood, not based on something that I've done, that is crazy, son.
Man, it is, mind blown. And I don't even think any of the things that you're saying are, I mean, real talk, it doesn't seem crazy to me. It just seems like this is the natural response to what you've gone through. Wow. All right, let me grab a couple of comments. I see, man, there's a lot of people that have joined us. Tatiana is here. Tatiana, thank you so much for coming through and hanging out with us today. Tatiana Teaches is definitely somebody who we have seen in the comments before for Morning Motivation, and we're excited that you're back with us today. George Cannell says, "Oh wow, Leslie, your heart must have jumped into your throat," and we are definitely here for. Jess Corinthians Godchild says, "We are here. That is so scary." Wow. We got a lot of comments coming through. People are also talking to one another. I love seeing that. I do see a question, and I have starred your question. Thank you so much for your question, even though there wasn't a Q colon in front of it, Ty Herb Street. But we will get to that question, because I saw it and I was like, oh, that's a question. All right, cool. So I'm going to get that question in a little bit, but I wanted to just wanted to kind of retouch base with our comment section. We got 15 people on the live with us watching today. If you think that somebody has a YouTube channel and you feel like they need to be hearing this story right now, you need to go ahead and tag them, text them the link and say, hey fam, you need to see this.
Bro, where do I even see the live stream? I was trying to share it, but I couldn't find it.
Oh, really? Kirk R. Nugent? Okay. Let me. So it's on youtube.com/Kirk R. Nugent for sure.
Oh, YouTube. Got it.
Yeah, youtube.com/Kirk R. Nugent. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Got it.
But it's also on the How It All Works website. So it should be on that main page, and it's on the watch page as well. It should be right at the top. So for those that don't get the YouTube notifications, at least they'll be able to see what's going on the other side as well. Let me see here. Will that work? I think it will. Let's try this real quick.
It works. I thought it was on Facebook. Okay. That's why.
Oh, okay. So yeah, right here in the middle, join us for Coaching Corner every Wednesday. And then of course, if you go up to the watch page, we're going to touch on some other things here in a little bit. There you go. There's right there, big and bold in the middle. All right. That said, that done, we definitely, Brian Jones is here, says, greetings all. Glad I tapped in for this one. Notes are being taken. You're a wise man, sir. Because this is what I was getting ready to ask. You mentioned your subscriber count. I want you to just mention that one more time.
Because, yeah, 200.
Yeah, go ahead.
286,000 subscribers.
So first of all, bang. This is the Coaching Corner with Kirk. We have people that come on with varying levels of subscriber counts and their journeys are all differ, but we want to take a moment to just celebrate what you have been able to do. 283,000 subscribers is an indicator that you have really struck a nerve. You are serving at scale, man, bro. Like, that's phenomenal. So we don't want to just gloss over that. 283 or 6,
86.
whichever. 286,000, y'all, with 3 zeros. That is phenomenal, and it further drives home the point of how critical and serious this scenario is. So
really quick, so let's talk about something about that really quick, because
please.
Yeah, we could talk about all the technical details and so on, but let's talk about the emotional part of this.
Please. Yeah, let's go there.
Because, dude, over the last 2 days, bruh, I've been in a completely different place. Like, mentally, emotionally, it's been one of the roughest times that I've experienced in a long time. And I'll tell you why. I want you to imagine spending over a decade building something, right? Over a decade, blood, sweat, and tears building this thing up. And then within hours, have it all taken away, or at least potentially taken away, because we have not gotten to the fact yet that my channel doesn't even exist anymore right now. Right now, YouTube sent me an email and they said your channel has been permanently removed from YouTube for some serious violations. Okay, so now imagine, after you've built up this audience over a decade, it's just gone from the internet now. Dude, that did something to me. That brought me to a place where I couldn't even function normally. Because it's not that I did something wrong, but some hacker decided to do something that resulted in YouTube saying we are permanently removing you from the platform. That messed with my emotions, dude. That messed with everything. That brought me to a place where my friends were calling me with their issues, and I was there like, I got nothing for you right now.
Right now, no.
I'm sorry, but I got nothing. Everything that I've worked so hard to build is potentially gone. And while I do believe I'm gonna get it back, and we can talk about some of that, right now, I'm not good. Normally you ask me, how are you doing? I'm better than stupendous. Right now,
no,
I'm not there. That's been rough, man.
I want to stay right there because we gloss over. Yeah. And sometimes we hurry through the valley. Yeah. And I think there is something to be said for giving yourself permission to feel the full range of emotions that comes along with the reality of this moment. Because what you just said is a mouthful. Over a decade of building. And just like that.
Just like that.
Of no fault of your own, somebody else did this.
Yes. Like, let that sink in. Imagine everything you've built is potentially gone.
Yeah, I'm internalizing right now. 'Cause, I mean, for me, it's just it's a practice. It's an exercise. It's me just saying, what if that happened to me? What would I feel like? But for you, it's of course a reality. And in the chat, folks are sending virtual hugs. There are many comments. Talk about feeling violated. Reminds me of emotions I went through when my home was broken into when I was a kid. George Canella says. Melanie says, Leslie, I know someone that this happened to a while back, and it was recovered. I hope you're working with YouTube. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. Keisha says, praying And we all are. We're thankful that we have some prayer warriors in the chat, folks who believe in a God who can turn some things around.
Let me tell you about that guy. Sorry.
Come on. Listen, we're
in there yet. We're in there yet.
Let me stay in the valley.
Yeah. Sorry.
But heartbreaking is another comment that I'm seeing there. Melanie says, "Ugh, I hate to hear this. Went through something similar with my domain, but nothing at this kind of scale." And Tatiana says, "So unfair. Your content is so unique in education. Really heartbreaking." And so I want you to know that there is a collective outpouring of thoughts and prayers, essentially.
Absolutely.
Even though we cannot even begin to understand the magnitude, we don't sit in your shoes. We don't know what it was like to stay up late nights and early mornings and work on videos and have that idea pop into your mind at 2 a.m. and say, that's a great way to describe, I don't know, mitochondria. I know I'm messing it up, Doc. That's not my area. But I know I have had front row seats, if you will, to some of it, and I know that it's blood, sweat, and tears. So we're not making light of that at all. That is a reality, and I want folks to kind of tap in. Yep. There was a time where people looked at YouTube as if it was just this thing. It's just a nice, cool. Oh, it's cool. No. This is work.
This is work.
If you miss that in this whole, YouTube is work. He clocks in. Yeah, he traded a 9-to-5 for a 24-hour. Yes.
I literally clock in because I clock in on my phone. I said, I am working on YouTube right now, and it's literally timing me in terms of what I'm doing. I'm clocked in on the job right now.
It's not a game. That's why I just don't skip over and be like, oh, well, he was just making videos. No. And I want to say this as well. How did he come to find out it was gone? Somebody wanted the content.
Yes.
Somebody wanted the content. So every day that this thing is not there, there's somebody who is searching for dynamic and creative ways to understand things pertaining to biology, and their go-to source to the tune of 286,000, for them, that source is no longer there.
There are thousands of people today that would have been consuming the content that are not able to do that right now. I'm not saying there are hundreds of people. No, there are thousands of people who find value in the content that I create that are not being served in the way that I would normally serve them.
My gosh. My goodness, it's mind-boggling to me.
So let's take it further, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's a business. Business generates revenue. There is money right now that I am not making to take care of my this is what I do.
Oh
right?
My gosh.
There's money right now that I am not making because of what this hacker did. So it's a real, there's an email list that's getting no subscribers. There are people that are not making purchases. There's content that is not being served. There's a whole lot of stuff that's not happening right now in the world, even though I've put in the work. Right now, it's almost as if it doesn't count.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And the reason why I wanted to stay here in the Valley for a little longer, because I do want people to tap in. I want people to see themselves there. After the work and effort and energy you've put in for it to be gone. And so when you think of it from that perspective, some of the fail safes that he's putting in place, they don't seem extra to me anymore.
Nope.
No, I am going to go and put some fail safes in place right now. As soon as we get off this live stream, I'm going to go put some fail safes in place, because I with my IT guys, I always have this joke. Anytime you hear somebody talk about backing something up, even if it's just an off comment, like, oh, let me save that elsewhere.
Yeah.
I go and back up everything.
Yep.
It's like,
It's reality, bro.
the universe is aware, like, oh, you had that conversation and you haven't backed up. So as soon as I hear that, I'm like, oh, let me go and back up. So I'm going to go recheck everything from the time I think Kanik saw your post first and mentioned it to me, and then I looked it up and I was like, whoa. So when I saw you on Morning Motivation, I think it was yesterday, I mentioned it there, but at the time, what I had read up to was that you were able to stop the hack and gain access again. But from what I gather now is that it actually continued on, not the hack itself, but because of what the hackers were delivering on your channel, YouTube has several YouTube policies have kind of kicked in, and violations of those policies have resulted in your channel gone. And that's mind-boggling. That's mind-boggling.
And the phrase was permanently removed.
Yeah, no.
Woo!
That'll cause you to sit up and take notice. That'll cause you to sit up and take notice. I see your question, Florence. We're gonna get to that in just a second. Monty Weaver's on the live. Monty was my last guest. We didn't have Coaching Corner last week because of kids on spring break, and we wanted to take them down to Florida. But the week before that.
Whoa! I'm sorry. Did you just?
Now I'm in trouble.
Did you just say you took your kids down to Florida? Which part of Florida?
Nowhere near you.
Nah, bro.
No, I definitely.
You were in Florida?
I was, listen, all week last week I was in Florida. I was in Orlando for Kanik's parents thing, and then
Where's the X on this thing?
I know. I am fired, bro. I'm fired. There's no doubt about it. Oh man, I am definitely fired, bro. I'm fired.
What?
And yet that shirt is so dope. I wish they'd given the black ones to the regular people, but I guess there had to be.
I'm not here for you anymore. I'm just here for the people in the chat.
Apparently.
Forget you and whatever you got. Just ask the questions and let me do what I got to do for them.
Let me get this one. What are the steps to create a new account and change the channel ownership to the new account? You talked about creating this new email address and then making that email address the primary owner. What is there? I guess that's what the question is. What are the steps that?
So what I did is I created a new email address. That email won't be used for anything else besides that. Then I had to add, there are different ways that you can manage permissions on your account. Right. You can do it fully within YouTube Studios, or you can do it within a brand account. When I was doing it within YouTube Studio. You have limited control there. I can't add another owner to the account within YouTube Studio. So I moved it back to the brand account. I added this new email as an owner. And what has to happen is that person has to be a manager or an owner for at least 7 days. And then you can convert them into the primary owner and delete the older owner. So that's the process that I was going through before YouTube decided that my account no longer exists.
Sheesh, man. No, but those are the steps. I think that's a really good question, Equipment. Yeah. There is something to be said for brand account, and because it is a totally different management structure when you have a brand account as opposed to having, I've got some work to do. I've got some work to do. Several people are laughing in the chat because I didn't come and visit you. So David says, "Where's the X?"
Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up.
I'm gonna leave it alone. George Canella says, once the dust settles and your heart rate returns to normal, would you be willing to do a detailed video on what happened, how not to let this happen to others, and a way to prevent it? I'll let you. I'll let you
when everything settles, I will do a video on what happened and provide some tips and advice and all that good stuff. This is changing a whole lot about everything that I do. And I am determined. As of today, I've decided that this YouTube hack will be the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Come on.
And just
Come
that
on.
shift in mindset. Listen, you know, we say that we believe the Bible, and in the Bible, supposedly it says all things work together for our good.
Come on.
If that's true, that means that even this thing has to work together for my good. So if that's the case, then I can shift my perspective and look at it as, okay, this might seem like a terrible thing, but I believe it has to work together for my good.
For my good.
If that's the case, I want to take it to the next level. I want to take this and be able to look back at this and say, this was the best thing that could have happened to me at this point in time. Now, I'm just looking for the opportunities to make that happen. There are things that are happening right now that are good things, and I'm seeking those things out, and I'm making those things happen. And I am trusting that this thing here is the best thing to happen to me in a very long time. And I can't wait. I in the moment right now, I can't wait to share why this is so awesome. And I know that's coming. And that's gonna be that, like, when I come back on in the future to talk about like what has happened because of this hack, man, that's gonna be an episode. That's gonna be a show, man.
We got to have you come back for that for sure. Hey, you kind of said the non, it's not publicly stated. Like, so this is, if this is my channel name, how it all works, but behind it is the text you just read, that all things work together for good. Like that's literally how my whole thing has been founded. And so I saw David Hunt put it in the chat. You see, he says work with the E together.
Yeah. Come on.
All things work. I love it. No, let me tell you something right now. This is the thing I love about what Leslie just shared, especially in the context of the coaching corner. There's so many times I am having to sit across from somebody and walk them through some difficult decisions, some difficult areas, some difficult seasons in their content creation as they create strategy for live video and everything else. And sometimes it's relevant for me to share when I've had to, as they say, take my own medicine. And sometimes it's not. But I want you guys to see right here before you an example of somebody who has literally had to say to themselves, this will be a difference maker. Like, there will be before the hack and there will be after the hack, and it will not be worse. It will go up from here. That is a mindset. That is a perspective that if many would plug in, like, real talk, this is a part of your story that can't nobody else duplicate. So I see stages that God, I see shows
let's think about this for a little while, right?
Gosh.
Okay, I've been building on this platform called YouTube for over a decade. And that could have been just taken away from me like that. What is there to learn in this? Well, one of the things that is to learn in this is, building a house on rented land is not the best way to build a house. You better own that junk, right? Woo! So now I'm like, there are ways that I have not been taking ownership in my business. I've been outsourcing and building other people's houses when I need to make sure that my house is secure. Listen. So now I'm looking at, so what does this make possible? All right. If YouTube is not the most reliable thing in the world, what does that make possible? What can I do to show up and serve my audience in ways that is not as dependent on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok? And how am I building my email list? How am I building my customer database? How am I building something for interactive biology as opposed to building something for YouTube? Like, you know how much effort we're putting into helping YouTube build YouTube? No. So now I'm thinking through, how do I build this thing in a different way? And how do I leverage YouTube to build my platform? How do I leverage Facebook to build my platform? That right there is a completely different place. And I would not be there as strongly if you hadn't hacked my channel and taken me off of YouTube. Now that you've taken me off of YouTube, bruh, it's on. This house is gonna get built. It's gonna be a mansion. There's gonna be a pool in the background. Everybody's gonna come over and shit. Listen, we building now, yo.
Come on and build. Listen, not on the shaky ground, not on rented property. Oh, that's good.
Come on, man. Dude, so it's on. Like, they've put a fire under me in ways that like it's been accelerated now. So now I am working on building, and there are things you know sometimes in challenging times, God will sprinkle in a little something to show you that wait, no, there's more going on here, and I got you, dude. My website is interactive-biology.com. And I was trying to install something, right? I was trying to set up a community that I could own. And it was going to be something like community or society.interactive-biology.com. It's just mad long, right?
Yeah.
There's a domain name that was owned by this huge company for over a decade. Every few months, I'm looking, did they let it go? Did they let it go? Well, you know what? Yesterday, I went to interactivebiology.com and I saw that this was available for purchase.
What?
And I was like, wait, what? And it was available for purchase. It's a premium domain available for purchase for $499. I saw that and I was like, thank you, God. I've been waiting for over a decade. I expected at some point they're going to let it go and I'd have to pay thousands of dollars to get that domain. Now, there's no interactive-biology.com. There's interactivebiology.com, and I own that junk. And I am so excited about that. That is just step one for everything that I'm working on right now. For when this whole thing gets resolved, we're building on like a firm foundation moving forward, because that shifty sand ain't doing well for my house.
No. And the way God set that up, oh gosh. I'm gonna rename the title for the video. Don't wait to be hacked.
Yes.
Don't wait. Build
Evidently,
now.
I needed a hack.
Build now. Build now. Don't wait to be hacked. Some of you are going to catch that. Some of you are not. I don't know. Talk about the universe coming into alignment for you. Good for you, Leslie. I love this. I love this. Love it. Yep. You are revisiting the blueprints and bringing the toolbox back out. Come on, Enea. I love it. Listen, dude, I was just having this conversation of the role YouTube plays in my overall business plan. Dr. Bashara Wilson is sharing with us there. Kanika's in the chat. She says, what's up, Leslie? She also says that it's her fault that we didn't come by. So she offered that up in the chat. She said that, not me. She said
I didn't read that. I didn't read it. I'm looking directly into your eyes, and that's all I see. I don't care who's who shall become one. Both of y'all have one. Listen, why she brought it up though? She said
she's behind. She said she's a few minutes behind in the video. Anyway, I don't even know why I read that comment. Oh my goodness. Take ownership. Build on your own land. Come on, don't build on rented. Why am I shouting in my office right now?
Dude,
listen.
Let me tell you some other behind the scenes stuff that's going on right now, which
please do.
It's a blessing in how God positions you in a certain place. When this hack happened, the first thing I did was I took up my phone and I called someone. This is a friend that I've nurtured a relationship with. He flew me out to Mountain View. A month or so ago to go to Google and do some stuff there. I called him up. He's a VP at Google. And I'm like, dude, this is what's happening. He was on the train. He was like, all right, I got you. I'm tell me the information. He took down the details. He sent off an email. He said, I'm going to call this person. He used to work for me. And the other guy at YouTube strategy used to work for me as well. We'll work on this. He just sent me a text just now that he has an internal thing going on and he's going to work with that person to do what I said, because I went through the appeals process and he said, it's probably better that it comes from a Googler. That's his words. And I'm like, hey, you do your thing. I appreciate it and so on. But just the ability to be in that position where I could call someone that's inside, that's then going to speak to somebody else that's on the inside to make this happen. What does that do? Like, what kind of relationship does that set up? What's happening behind the scenes? I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but I'm excited. Like I said, this right here is the best thing that could happen for me at this point in time. I could sit here like I've been over the last 2 days, and I'm okay with the fact that I've done this and be all mopey and all this good stuff. But now that we out of that junk, it's time to come back to reality. The reality is, he who is for us is greater than he who is against us. And the stuff that's going to happen as a result of this the lives that are going to be changed, the businesses that are going to be built, that listen, it's on. Thank you for hacking me. Whoever you are, thank you, because it's on.
I want to say this. Just a networking thing that we like to say here at the channel. The best time to build a well is not when you're thirsty. It's not when you're thirsty. You want to build the well when you've got plenty of water. Yeah. And what Leslie's talking about with this connection, with this friend, with this relationship that he has poured into and has been poured into this is a well that was built and established and was already there. He didn't build it for this purpose, but because this has come now, he can let down his bucket into that well and drink deep from that relationship. This is a microcosm of life. Folks are like, man, I want this. I want this. Well, you should be building those things.
Build those relationships. Yep.
Build those relationships when you don't need the relationship. You see, when you don't need the relationship, build the relationship. When you can only bless them, build the relationship.
Yep.
Yeah, this right here, this is good. This is good.
And a lot of people will ask me, like, how do you nurture those relations? How do you build those relationships? And for me, it's just about, care about people. When I built this relationship, it wasn't about, hey, what can he do for me at some point in the future? No, this is a cool guy. We connected. We are connected. I'm connected to his family and his kids and all that good stuff. Why? Because I like the guy.
Yeah.
He likes
Not because
me.
of anything he can do. Oh, God.
That's it. That's the type of mindset that we need to have going into these relationships, because the reality is, if I can call up Kirk and be like, yo, hey, I'm struggling with such and such, Kirk will be like, oh yeah, I know how to do that. Let me hook you up. Why? When we connected in college, I wasn't thinking, well, he's going to be a live streaming expert that at some point that he'll be able. No. It's a connection. Those connections are extremely important.
Yeah. So when we were sleeping on the floor, no, let me leave that story alone. When we went to Leslie, not even looking at me. When we went to Tennessee and let me leave that story.
Oh man, I was just talking about that this weekend, man. Oh,
are you serious?
Shoot. Yeah, bro.
I want people to know that, like, when I say we go back, sometimes people are like, oh yeah, no, we're really good friends. No, I need y'all to understand.
This is fam.
We were in one another's weddings.
This was fam. This was fam before last week. We were really cool back in the days.
Yeah. No. It's to the point where when I see my aunts, they ask me, where's Rhythm? Like, because that's what they still call you Rhythm to this day. Right?
Rhythm.
Yep. I'm done. All right. Let me see what I can look back here. No. But real talk, even for me, if we flip that thing back around, when I told people yesterday morning, when I quit formal employment, Leslie gifted me a coaching session, and that session helped me to really get my head on straight. and to really look at what I was doing as a business and really begin to explore the different streams that I had available to me at the moment, and push in the areas where I saw that there was opportunity. Like, as they say, if water finds a way, you don't want to fight it. You want to go along with that current. And several things were able to happen for me just off of that advice and that encouragement that you were able to give to me. And I'm telling you, it's not because of that experience that he's my friend, but because we are friends. Exactly. I was able to benefit from that experience. And I think that's the shift. You know, people often ask that question: how do you build the network? You have to really authentically be interested in people. Just the whole person, not for what they can do for you. That's what I want to share out there. Oh, that's my word. I'm getting a word. If you never meet the Google VP, you would have gone through the hard work, but God gave you a connection. Let me tell you something. Just Corinthians, Godchild, I see you. Somebody says, preach, preacher, preach. I love it. Oh my goodness. Is it not people that set up their own websites and they're fire? Okay, I see what Beslam is saying. The truth of the matter is, I've been feeling that calling too, to really invest more on my own property, and I'm excited about what you got going next, brother. I really am. Absolutely. I'm excited about. And I mean, I'm be watching as well. I think that's a whole. Like a whole sub channel of yours. I mean, because for those that don't know, Leslie has his own channel separate from Interactive Biology that has over 20,000 subscribers. So
16 or 17, something like that.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you. You know your numbers. I thought I saw 20, but it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, it's not like it's he didn't just start that yesterday. He has two channels. He has Interactive Biology, and that's the one we've been talking about. But he also has Leslie Samuel. And I'm saying maybe even on that channel becomes kind of that resource center where you're like, yo, YouTubers, y'all need to be looking at this. You need to be thinking about building on your own property. You need to be shoring up your tech and your security to ensure that these things don't happen. Here's what my, post-mortem of my hack looks like, and here are all the things that I've learned. I feel like that's a whole series of videos that you could put on that channel. So
that's actually next week's podcast episode on that channel. So
dope.
It's the beginning.
It's the beginning. I love it. Yeah. Do you believe that we're already at 12:53, 1:53 for you? Like we've already been at this joint for almost an hour. That's absolutely bananas for me. I know that there was a question here. Okay. Within the context of this conversation, what are your thoughts about granting access to third-party services such as Restream, Amazon, that connect to your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I am becoming more hesitant to connect anything to that YouTube channel unless it's absolutely necessary. Now, if I'm going to be live streaming, I need to have a live streaming platform that I have to connect to it. But I'm no longer you could go to all these websites and log in with your Google account.
Yeah.
I am much more hesitant to do that than I've ever been. And that was even before this hack. So unless absolutely necessary, I will not be connecting anything that doesn't absolutely need to be connected.
Good. I love this. I want to grab this one last question. This question was sent at the very beginning of the show. It was out, so it's outside of the context of what we've been talking about, but I do want to respond just in case Ty comes back. I don't know if Ty is still here with us. I was asking, would you recommend switching to StreamYard over Riverside? And my question, of course, to you, and I know you can't answer it, but I just want to give you a framework. It's going to be based on what you hope to achieve. StreamYard encompasses some of the functionality of Riverside, but I think Riverside kind of, they have their lane. So if you already were a Riverside client and you're now looking to really get into live streaming, but you still want some of the, local recording type functionality, StreamYard is a great transition if you're looking to get into live streaming. But if you're not, then I would need to know more details to understand what you're weighing as determining factors between staying with Riverside over going to StreamYard. So they're both really great platforms. I have subscriptions to both. I do my podcast on Riverside, but I have a lot of client shows that I run with StreamYard. In fact, we're doing a StreamYard MasterClass this coming Sunday, 1 to 3 Central Time. And so if you want to get in on that, so there's information in the chat about that. But and even in that, you might even be able to see some of the functionality that StreamYard has to help you make that decision. So thank you for that question, Ty. And I want to say a word of thanks to several of you, man. You guys are hanging out with us hard today, man. Let me see here. Anything else? Any final things you want to share, Les? Because I want to be respectful of the time and make sure that we land properly. But I also want to make sure, number one, guys, he's going to speak in a second. But if you haven't followed him on his personal YouTube channel, which is what, Leslie? What is that link?
Leslie Samuel. I am Leslie Samuel.
Okay, I am Leslie. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The name of the channel is Leslie Samuel, but if you go to youtube.com/@IamLeslieSamuel, it's going to take you right there.
Perfect. Leslie Samuel is spelled just the way you see it on the screen. So definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to check that out. So that's his YouTube channel and his personal website. Both of those are going to be great places for you to be able to kind of continue watching this journey. He's already said he's going to put more information out, and he's already promised us he's going to come back here to share with us some updates in a couple months time. But I just want to give the floor over to you for a few minutes, Leslie. Just kind of talk about I guess where things are right now, and then kind of just some parting words as we get ready to close it out.
Yeah, so yes, I did say I will come back on to share. That is contingent on the idea that no one visits Florida again in the future. And anyhow, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just giving the warning. Just giving the warning. That's number one. Where things are right now is I have people behind the scenes right now working on getting the channel back together. And I'm fairly optimistic. I'm pretty confident that I'll be getting the channel back soon. Exactly how long that will take, I don't know, but it's all good. When it's meant to be, it will be, and then I will move forward with that. In terms of any last words, here's what I will say. If you are building a business, if you're a creator, if you're doing anything online, there are going to be times where things happen that are just messed up. Like whether you are doing what you're supposed to do or not, things will happen because this is a challenging thing that we're trying to do. Most people that start businesses, they fail. So I believe that when these things happen, you have a choice. You can choose to give up. You can choose to be super discouraged. You can choose all that stuff. Yes, those are a choice. And if you choose that, good on you or something. However, just like that is a choice, you do have another choice. You can choose to be optimistic. You can choose to use it as motivation. You can choose to reframe that in whatever way. You get to choose how to frame what those experiences are. So if you get a choice, one that leads to disaster and discouragement and disappointment, and one that leads to optimism that can give you new ideas, that can make other things possible, it takes effort to choose either of these. For me, I want to choose the one that's more hopeful. I want to choose the one that's going to actually get me to do something that can make a positive difference and have a positive impact in the world. So I want to encourage you. Yes, things are rough in your personal life, in your business life, your professional life, whatever the case may be. Yes, things might be rough, but then you get to choose. Yes, you get to choose how you respond to whatever happens. You could react negatively, or you can respond in a way that builds you up and helps you to have a greater impact and build a more successful business, have better relationships, and all of that. But you get to choose.
Yeah, nah, I'm not putting anything else on it. That's it. That's good right there. That's gold.
Yeah.
That's gold. Fam, you've seen the handle, you've seen the link. It's in the chat. My moderators have put it in there a couple of times. It's clickable. I saw one person even say subscribed, and I love that. I want to make sure that my audience is well aware of Leslie and all that he's going to be doing. And listen, I want to say this. We're excited. We're praying for you, brother. We're excited for what's next. And I just love the outlook, because I really feel like we get to choose. If there's one thing you gotta leave with, that concept, with that reality, you get to choose. You get to choose. That's good. That's good, brother. I can't thank you enough for coming through and hanging out with us today, man. This was awesome.
I did come through and hang out with you. Okay, cool.
I deserve all of the shade I'm getting right now. I want people to know. Like, let me turn off my light. So I deserve. There it is. I deserve all this shade right now. All of this shade, I deserve it, right? Because
I care. So I will show up. I will come when you call.
Oh my gosh.
It's all good. This is how I do things. Everybody doesn't feel the same way, and that's okay, But
yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's all good. Kirk and Kanik.
The Kanik was like, man, that was an absolute lie. But listen, you guys, listen. I am super excited to be able to bring this kind of content. Sometimes we have some of you, and I've got some people lined up, some actual coaching clients who are going to come on, and we're going to rip apart their socials, rip apart their brand, and take a look at some of the things and some of the opportunities that they can really realize, and take their thing to the next level. We got some folks like that coming through, but every now and again, I get to bring somebody on like Leslie, who is a coach in his own right, who has vast experience, and we get to learn from them. And I think that this was one of those episodes that you're going to want to share with somebody. You're going to want to tag somebody. You're going to say, hey, man, it's not even a done experience. This is why it's so critical to hear at this point, when it's still raw, when it's still fresh, the initial reactions and observations and the things that he's learning. This is why I was like, man, if we can get him on now, this would be phenomenal. But I wanted to make sure we get this in front of you. And I hope that you guys will join us next week for another Coaching Corner with Kirk. It's your boy, Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful for your time and attention. We will see you around these internet streets or in another video. Later.
Peace.
That was the end all be all. Hey, I didn't realize you guys were there. If you're still hanging out at this point of the video, you might as well hit the subscribe button, and you might as well check out a couple of these over here. Make it a great one, fam.